Evening, everyone. It's 6 o'clock, and it's time for your closing comment. It is video number 1063 for Wednesday, the 15th of December. Okay, I'm going to make this short and sweet because there's only one explanation. Fed Open Market Committee, they liked what he had to say. They liked what he said in the interviews, was very upbeat, although measured relative to doubling the size of the taper immediately, and that sent the markets straight up. Both NASDAQ and Dow up over 300. Dow up 383 and change, 1.08, and the NASDAQ up 327 and change, up 2.15. S&P 75.76, up 1.63. The Russell up 1.65%, up 35.56, and the transports 96 up, and that was 0.6%. The VIX was down a little, closed at 1929. Interesting. Down 260 or 12%. So it didn't get hammered, but it did come down a little. There were 23 Dow stocks up, 7 down, and I might add none of them were down double digits. Some of yesterday's big losers were big winners today, with United Health up 98 Dow points, and Microsoft, which took a huge chunk out of the Dow yesterday, was up 41 Dow points. CRM, also down yesterday big, was up 30 Dow points. Lilly had an investor day today, increased guidance. They loved it. 275.12 up 25.90 or 10.5%. And I also want to remind you, I've been talking about this stock Foghat FHTX, which is now in a deal, a corroboration with Lilly. And that one, as I've been writing, has moved from 10 to 19 and held remarkably low. It was down 13 cents today at 17.58, even though after it traded 19, they announced a $175 million offering. Lowe's gave poor guidance, and the stock was down 3, but with the Fed rally, finished up 508. Nucor went the other way. This is probably one of the best and most reliable steel companies. And it closed today 108.22 on poor guidance, down 8.6%. But let's remember that the pandemic low in this stock was 27, and the high just 6 weeks ago was 128. So giving back 8% is not a big deal. All of the mega cap FANG stocks were higher, as were the chip stocks, both of which have been a heavy weight on the NASDAQ. Lennar had earnings. They beat on top line, missed on the bottom. Margins are pressured, but prices are up, and this is the same situation that we had with Toll Brothers the other day. Toll Brothers, in their earnings, had increased revenues because the average selling price of their homes went from $840,000 to $920,000, and those are top end. Lennar, a little bit further down the scale, their homes went from $394,000 to $460,000, which is pretty impressive. Lennar traded 17 on Monday, and then closed today 113 and low change, up almost $2. Immediately traded down to 104. The last is 106.65, down 450. Futures. I still love this chart. This is the oil, and I traded the futures. I'm looking at very low risk entry points here. clearly with a stop below, closed up on the day on that news. And this, I believe, it shows that it closed up 14 cents, but it also shows that it's currently bid 71.31, offered 71.53, and that was my recollection of about where it closed. So that would be pretty close to the high. I mean, the high of the day was 71.66. So even 71.30 would put it up here, which is a pretty nice range line, considering that I also pulled it on this crossover of the MACD. I've been talking about this trade for 2 days. Gold was down yet again, traded as low as 1753, closed 1764, so a little bit of a rally there. It was down almost 20, it closed down 780. Bitcoin higher by almost 1500. Ethereum also up, the dollar down ever so slightly, 96.48, down just 6 cents. The bonds were down about a half a point. Tomorrow we have claims, housing starts, housing permits, industrial production, capacity utilization, Philly Fed, and the market PMIs for both manufacturing and services. So I will be back first thing in the morning. Nice to have kind of an upbeat day. Let's see how long it lasts. I think we're still going to make new highs before year end, but I think that the setup for the first quarter looks iffy. Have a good evening. Be careful out there.